have anybody on the? But okay, better. So no, really appreciate the opportunity to present today and meet with you all. I am gonna try to keep this short, so I think we're all excited to get up and check out what's upstairs. I am included, and what was interesting about this? 15 minutes ago, I put it together that we actually have two cameras up there. One a minute here. Right. So it's thing we all have in common. Radio and television. It's all about content, and today's it's all about making money as well, and to find ways to make money. So we work with a lot of stations to place a camera network around the viewing area, stream live video. We have about 120 television stations live. All IP based. So the benefits of a camera network. A lot of our clients generate revenue. I work with a lot of stations, sponsorships, going out and selling. I know this audience is more technical, so I can address some of the technical questions as well as I got correct. But really deliver live mobile video. Showing stories and unique content. I'm sorry. Also, what we do is 90% of our cameras we have out there are using other people's internet. So they plug into the Wi-Fi, whether it's the guest Wi-Fi here or a hotel at a bank, they're able to utilize existing internet connections. Typically, we like to have a wire, but it's really kind of public internet instead of having to go in and require the locations of your public IP addresses, holes in the firewall. Complicated and scary perspective. So that's what makes it really a place for us to be able to place cameras out there. We have a server, and I'll show you the interface here in a minute. On a screen, sponsor graphics, attribution requirements, weather data, weather company, WSI weather company or Barron's type system. We integrate with those, but really it's about a workflow platform to make it easy to get the cameras here and have content over them. So a little bit to show this is our typical site setup. You'll see probably a modified setup. Stairs. I honestly don't know what we're going to see up there. I haven't seen the pictures. Included non-penetrating roof mount. This is one of our cameras. We have several different models of cameras that we work with. This is our most common one. Here's another picture of it. Really high quality. We have streaming cameras. We have a camera that we're going to be seeing. It's really kind of has a 180-degree view at the top that's fixed, and then a turret style pivot down below with a 40x zoom on that camera, so you do full 360-degree shot and 40x zoom on the camera below. What's really nice about that 180-degree at the top is that we can do like a virtual pan tilt and zoom within that, so you can have like a nice kind of zooming shot for news opens and closes or behind the really slow. Always on that stretch of 180 degrees, and then you want to build main WMVision. of our platform. Go back after the fact. Next one. You guys haven't seen that whole thing. Cameras are always time lapse. We happen to have a camera that was on the building right behind there. The explosion killed a couple people, unfortunately. And the DVR just happened to capture it. This video has been in my demo reel for a long time, and just in the last couple months has brought interesting meeting of the points of it. I'll actually show a video here in a minute. They do pretty good at various selective conditions like the lightning that can and virtual handheld zoom without actually moving the camera. Actually, that's holiday coming up. So sync stations that are looking for unique content. So whether it's showing the wildfires there, showing content from St. Lucia, showing a hostage situation. That's a good question. I don't know. I can find out. But, we are working on building the largest network in the Caribbean of cameras for hurricane coverage for our clients. So our clients have all 1,000 cameras we have out there in the network, and I'll show that in a minute here. Access all the cameras. This has been a popular one lately with the Vatican. Cameras are constantly time lapses. Data market. So we do have, in Atlanta, I think we work with 3 of the 4 stations. What we do is that we don't allow stations to see. You have exclusive access to your cameras. Oh, is it? Okay. This was, as I mentioned, the DCA crash. At the end, I don't know, we buried the lead on this video. At the end, you'll see the actual crash at one of our cameras. You can see the coverage. If I fast forward through, it's a little long. Kind of interesting to see. This is all of our clients' coverage of clients around the country using the cameras of Boston. lot of stations were using kind of our shared cameras. At this point, I'm just going to fast forward because this gets a little long here. Recovery efforts. Here's the actual video that we captured. Yeah, really tragic. You can see it right in here. Yeah, so yep. One is what we call edge DVR, which is in that little encoder. We have a DVR running that just eats its tail on all of our sites, and then we also have the option for cloud DVR. The benefit of the cloud DVR is in the case of that building explosion, the internet was cut off, and so we're able to go back and help Foxville. Foxville is able to go back really quickly and find that video through our platform. One of the things I think this is we have some stations that use them kind of as a semi-temporary. We can camera set up on cellular and Starlink. We have a company $100 a month. That's the another video I wanted to show is our system produces the whole graphic here. This is another. I wish I had it from like a week or two ago. They were using it during the winter weather, and it looks really good. But it's another way that they can do multiple cameras on the screen. So we're doing the graphics and squeeze back on one. Other types of content that are one more that's kind of interesting. This is once you get back to the shared camera concept, we produce the whole graphic. Just I'll dive into our platform now and show the two cameras I mentioned that we have on the building here. We have a mapping interface I can show kind of in a minute where you can see all of our cameras across the country. I usually like to start with my cameras. So these are cameras that the user can control. So we can come in here, and it's all web-based, by the way. So we do typically whitelist the station's IP address so that it's only accessible within the television station, or we filter whitelist. But it makes a nice producers, directors, meteorologists, really anybody with access to the cameras can go in and find interesting content. So typically I've seen cameras that have just like kind of a weather report, and the producers don't fit to them as much. You're in the engineering. That was suffering. Probably makes anybody. One of our 40x zoom cameras. So we'll see down to license plates from this. See the clock there. This is when we do the pan tilt and zoom. We have a low res, low latency video, so this is not the same resolution. That's as well. So one of the nice things I like this, so we can actually see last time it was on that preset. So if somebody gives it a name that you're not really familiar with, you can see what that might look like. Here's the go back. user can lock the camera for like an hour if they break it. Yeah, well, as I mentioned, back and forth, there could be, on the east in the morning to capture sunrise and west in the afternoon to capture sunset. It automatically moves between them. We have additional functionality. Let's see, where is that? Advanced, yeah. Or using focus, white balance, and things like that. We try to keep meteorologists and producers from getting into this, and we have only engineers don't get to mess them up. These little green dots represent presets as well, so we can see the presets against the compass heading, which is nice as well. We do time lapses, so like I mentioned, all the cameras are constantly time lapsing. We go back and find interesting content. I'll do like a 15-second time lapse of the last 10 hours. Ball's game, Royal starting, It is out to air with graphics on it. We can put it on a screen, put it in a rundown, show that here in a second. We also can publish it out to the internet. So the user can create a web widget. So this is basically a live stream widget that you can give your web producer and they copy it. Graphics or graphic overlays on it, multiple ones on there, that type of thing. And analytics is just on the screen, on the web widgets and automations. Stations websites. This is the way that a KMSP has it set up here, where they have, this is actually an indoor one, but kind of interesting there. They have it where you click the camera page. Another important point is that I cannot control their cameras, because only the client is allowed to control their own cameras. So while I can access them in our platform and view them, oops, I gotta click back to the other one. There's another implementation here where on their main weather page, Fox Seattle has all their cameras, and kind of like this one here, click on it, live stream. So then it's kind of interesting is we have our media hubs. We can come in and see trending cameras. We want to find something interesting that's happening a lot. Florida, I'm guessing people are showing kind of, I wish I was there type shots when it's there's a foot of snow on the ground up here. Be able to show kind of what's happening down there. New Orleans maybe for Mardi Gras. Baltimore, New York here. Kind of surprised the Vatican is not higher on the list, but these are the most popular ones for today. Hawaii. So like I said, it's typically a local tool, but we are starting to see a lot more stations looking for unique content. And NAB will be announcing a notification system that we're actually curating content, looking for curated content, whether it's like a video of the DC plane crash or other notifying people that we have a camera at the Vatican. So helping clients find interesting content. This is our map that shows. Actually, I'm just gonna come back down here to Florida for a second. It shows all of the cameras that are available in an area. So if we wanted to see the Titusville camera, you can see it's pointed out towards kind of the launch area, although it's not zoomed in. This one, you can see the view is showing a zoom, but it's. We also have third-party cameras that we can bring in. So some of our clients actually have 100,000 cameras between and other sources. So yeah, it's a lot of cameras to choose from. But some of the clients on like a national basis, like Fox News and some of the national clients, utilize it for Fox weather, that type of thing. Here is a Florida DOT camera. So these are all, each one of these is a DOT camera that a user can take live. nice to be able to build these into a so far. Well, I'm okay. About 1,000, I think. Yeah, nationwide. Those are all really high quality, full HD. The third parties are a mixed bag. I mean, you all know what DOT cameras look like. There's some good and there's some really bad. Some of those 100,000 have attribution requirements, ours have no attribution requirements. So as long as you're contributing to the network, you can have access to those and show them without the attribution. And what I mean by attribution is, so DOT, typically the DOTs will have some kind of attribution, and we actually can handle that. We have some default attribution, like the logo for the DOT, to make sure that you're in compliance with it. We have other sources that are like WeatherStem is a popular one. So they have, I think, probably 1,000 cameras. A lot of these are not the best looking cameras, but if there's a hurricane coming, they can be, kind of nice to at least be able to view. So, like I said, these are not ours, and this is comparable to ours. WeatherStem does require that stations have the WeatherStem logo on there, so we can handle that. We provide a notification that when you add this content source, it requires you to set up that attribution with WeatherStem. The same with transition up to this direction. WeatherStem is mainly along the coast, but up here we have resort cams, another one that's like a third party. The resort cams tend to be a little higher quality. Once again, they do have the attribution area that we're growing is the third party content. So we are working to add about 500 to 1,000 YouTube live streams that will be geocoded in our platform that we have vetted for being content sources that are allowed by, that are not attributions are required. They're what am I trying to say? Publicly, they're okay for public use. Here's what we have. I think we only work with KMSP. Hello. But here are some of their cameras that they have. Look at this one here on top of the roof. Our interesting enough, one of our most popular cameras on the network is this one that is quite north, but it has some beautiful shots. But I think that is where we are making a big push to include this. We're looking for content sources, so probably make it actually. We did some we just started about 6 to 12 months ago moving for third-party content sources, and that is an area where we see a lot of growth. I mean, our goal is to be a content, not only provide cameras, but also be kind of a content repository and information source for finding cameras for television stations. So Antarctica is on my bucket list to go, and I'd love to see those cameras in our system. Oh, it may have been. We've done a number of like construction long-term time lapses, we call them. We have working on growing our network as well over in Europe. Cameron, I was going to show the camera in Zermatt. There's one in London. I have an amazing one that's overlooking the Matterhorn in Zermatt. Came across this one just earlier. A lot of people ask how they do, especially up in the northern latitudes like this, how they do in the winter. We have a large network across Canada with global television. Here's one in Banff that looks pretty good. course, if you have an ice storm and the camera's pointing in the ice, it's pretty hard to keep it. No matter what kind of a heater you have, it's pretty hard to keep it clean. But overall, they're doing extremely well in that. Last thing I'll show is that we can create screens from these. I mentioned that we have kind of a light CG system, so it's kind of a drag drop where we can upload graphics, and then this is a video input source or one of our cameras here, so you can kind of align them or do it with I think with numeric values as well. So we can then put them in rundown. So one of the growth areas that we're seeing with clients is creating camera channels, and believe it or not, these are really popular on YouTube. So we have a couple of clients that are making several thousand dollars a month. I wish it's several thousand dollars a month, just off of their YouTube channel. So, for instance, Fox Phoenix, there's not a lot of weather to talk about down there. So they have like a live webcams around the USA, and we are producing this channel out of our system. So we have weather conditions, and then just cameras, and they stream this on their website. Funny, man. Let me know if any of your stations be interested. Love to set up a time to do a demo and dive deeper into it. I typically work with stations that generate about a 3 to 7 times return on their investment. So appreciate it. I'd say it's like seconds. I mean, it's a seconds maybe. Now the actual like latency to switch cameras and to go on air, there isn't really any because a lot of work. You don't really ever see the latency unless you're standing there waiting at the camera. On